welcome to another episode of Cooking with Chuck, and today we got something special. We're going to be making chicken noodle soup. Homemade, it's amazing. My wife and I love it. I hope you guys do too. So first off, I'm just going to say what we do makes it a little easier for us is we put our chicken in the slow cooker overnight. Usually goes for about 7.5 hours, frozen chicken. Now what I did this time that I normally don't do is I put water in here and then I added some of this Herbox sodium-free chicken granulated bouillon. Comes out smelling just like chicken broth, so I think we're good. And let's get started. So our second step is we're going to take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. We're going to add it to our pot. This just kind of gives it a little nice flavor. Now, normally you would measure all this out. I'm not going to lie, I'm not a real cook, I'm not a real chef. Never took cooking lessons. I just kind of go with how I feel. Now, you are supposed to start this heating, but I'm going to wait until I actually put my onions in as well. So follow me for our third step. Now, obviously, I'm not a chef, like I said, so I don't really know how you're supposed to cut onions, so if you guys have any tips, feel free to let me know. But this is what I do. It always comes out tasting very good. The onions are usually pretty decent size. And so far I have not ever stabbed myself while doing this step. We're going to add this to our pot. All right. Now we're going to go ahead, we're going to start up on medium heat. Get our utensil ready, and we're just going to let that start to simmer while we move on to our next step, celery. Now, if you like your celery cut just a little thicker, you can do that as well. We kind of like it on the smaller side. Right, here we go. Give this a quick little stir before we start doing our carrots. All right. Now time to add our carrots to our soup. And now we're going to give it another little stir. And when you're doing this, just take in a nice whiff. It smells delicious. And now what we're going to do is we're going to let it simmer for about 10 minutes just to get everything nice and soft. Simmered for a little bit, we're going to also add some salt and pepper. And we're going to give it a nice little stir and let it continue to simmer for a little bit. As of right now, we're about halfway through our 10-minute process. Alright gang, now we're going to go ahead, we're going to add 2 of these large chicken broths. There's approximately 4 cups per box. And we need 8 for our chicken. And now comes the time that we need to add some thyme. Now when you're doing this, after you taste your broth, if it tastes a little funny, don't worry, you probably just made a laughing stock. Now we're going to let this simmer for about 5 minutes. Alright, now we have our soup boiling. Now that it's boiling, we want to add our chopped chicken. Be very careful you don't splash any of this up and accidentally burn yourself. I speak from experience. We're going to give this a good stir, and then we want to let it simmer for 3 minutes just to get the chicken back up to a nice hot temperature, and then we can go ahead and add in our noodles. It's now time to add our noodles. We are using Ronzoni elbows, which take anywhere from 6 minutes to 8 minutes to cook. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add these in. And we are actually going to also add in some egg noodles, but they don't take as long to cook. So for right now, we're going to let these go. Alexa, start a timer for 8 minutes. Time to add our egg noodles. Now normally we would just use egg noodles. However, this time we didn't have quite enough, so that's why we added the elbows. Look at that soup. Alright, now we're going to try the soup, see how we did. Be very careful, it's extremely hot. That is perfect. Soup's done. We're ready to eat. Most important part of any Cooking with Chuck episode is you have to do the dishes. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take care of this. You guys enjoy, have a great meal, and we'll see you next time. Comment, like, and please subscribe. Toodles!